said that you looked at New Testament sources, which you said more or less promoted equality as compared to the Romanic, or the Romance and the Germanic traditions. And I'm just curious, what parts of the New Testament or Christian works did you look at?
I looked at a source that just did the overall history of the family, but then they described how the New Testament, because it strengthened monogamy and the importance of being in a marriage that values just values monogamy. It strengthened a woman's power, because before with the Old Testament it allowed men were more likely to have multiple wives, despite it saying in the Old Testament that it couldn't. So the New Testament strengthened the idea, which gave the woman more power in her relationship.
You mentioned that as a result of Pakistan's 5-year plans, at least the first two, they experienced not only growth in the gross national product, but also growth in the income. And I was wondering, for the average Pakistani citizen, were these effects felt? Because you also mentioned that, 22% of families, there are 22 families own 80% of the wealth, or something like that.
Robber barons, yeah.
So my question basically is, did the average Pakistani citizen feel the effects of this, economic growth?
Well, let's say, so independence, like the gross national per capita income of somebody was rupees, 280 rupees, right? And that's equivalent to 50 American dollars. Over time, the income of their income went up. Even farmers, people that work for the industry, overall the economy, people earned more money over time. There was growth,
right?
But with the growth, there was more growth in West Pakistan. But people in East Pakistan still felt growth. People were really optimistic at independence. In 1947, they were British colonists and Hindu nationalists made Muslims. They were probably 1/5 of the population, but they felt subjected, and they didn't want to be part of this British Empire or India at all. They wanted their own country. So in regards to your question, how their experience, how their money, how their lives were influenced during this time, because these are real people, and as scholars we tend to look at a time period and we try to make sense of everything. But yeah, people's lives got better and they earned more. Things improved. They didn't have to be farmers. They can go to industry. Your life post 1947, your life was different from your father's, you could say, or your mother's. Things were different. Opportunities were better. In factories, females and men worked together. There were fans in the air. Things got better. But people felt that change wasn't real. They didn't like it. And things got better. They earned more. But then things, propaganda, views, facts, statistics, it all came together. And by 1968, when that report came out, people started, I don't believe in Pakistan. I don't believe in the strategy anymore. You see China and Pakistan aligning really close. And this is a history because Pakistanis, I don't feel this way because I love America, but they feel that America's done them wrong, and politicians themselves believe that Pakistan supported America during the Cold War. They were part of CENTO and CENTO, trade organizations with the United States. They feel that the United States, in 1965 when the war with India came, the foreign aid, part of the development was funded to foreign aid, okay? And that foreign aid was cut in 65, and Pakistan years later was crumbled. And with the foreign aid stopping, their development shifted to defense, and they couldn't make heavy industries, so they had to use more textiles. So what's happening today with the textile industry in Pakistan is China is coming in, and Pakistan's relying on China for economic development. They're building a port in South Pakistan near Balochistan. It's a province in the west of Pakistan today. China's invested a port, and through that port, oil comes into China, and it's planned by the Nawaz Sharif, the current president, that in 20 years that will be kind of like a Dubai. they'll earn money. And then now China's investing in the textile industry in Pakistan, which I don't like actually, because there's knowledge, there's evidence. I've done it. I'm a scholar. I'm undergraduate. I'm not even a graduate student, and I was able to understand this stuff. All right, and I did 105 hours volunteering, but I had Professor Irwin, Professor Fogarty help me out, and I'm able to understand the problems of the past. But for today, I'm uncertain what's going to happen.
So China and India is taking over?
Pretty much textiles, yeah.
Go ahead. Thank you.
I wish I was a rainy day, so you guys are good in here. My name is Fazal Hussain. Today I will be sharing with you guys my findings for my honors paper, Textiles and Tribulations, Government Planning in Pakistan's Textile Industry, 1947-1971. I want to take everyone back. Actually, before I do that, does everyone know where Pakistan is? Yeah, I'm gonna pick somebody. Someone guess. Professor Irwin. You know where Pakistan is?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Today it's in Asia, right? But 1971, Pakistan was in two places. Okay? Pakistan was adjacent to the Middle East. West Pakistan was adjacent to the Middle East, and East Pakistan was bordered to Southeast Asia. This is Pakistan, 1971. This is the effects of partition. This is the British created. Now I'll take you guys to 1971. Lots going on in the world, but Pakistan is black. It's black. On the morning of February 13, 1971, more than 2,000 textile workers smashed into the Blika textile mills. The mills were located in the industrial estate of Saitam, found in Karachi, West Pakistan. The owner of the mills was the founding father of Pakistan's industry, and he was close to the founder of Pakistan. His workers viewed him and the management of the mills as indifferent to their needs. This perceived intolerance led them to take criminal action. They were done expecting change from their employer or protection from the government. The workers figured out only through a takeover could they secure rights. They wanted a new contract. The contract designed by the workers wanted their employer to rehire the previously fired workers. They wanted the management to follow labor laws. They wanted them to follow past bargains. But that wouldn't happen. The workers began to take over in the morning. 18 hours later, it's midnight. And the police smashed in the textile gate of the mill. They were met with tear gas. The workers were met with fists.